Children who are exposed to lead are more likely to have mental illness and difficult personality traits as adults, according to a new study from Duke University. The study, published in JAMA Psychiatry Wednesday, examined whether a group of more than 575 adults born between April 1972 and March 1973 in Dunedin, New Zealand, who were exposed to lead as children and regularly assessed between the ages of 3 and 38 experienced any changes in personality or mental health issues. The majority of study participants had blood lead levels above the level now seen as requiring clinical attention, 5 micrograms per deciliter of blood, but at the time, that lead level was considered normal, so most participants were not given treatment, according to Terrie Moffitt, a professor at Duke University and a co-author of the study. Including responses from parents, teachers and colleagues, researchers observed that higher levels of childhood lead exposure were associated with mental disorders as well as personalities reflecting higher neuroticism, lower agreeableness and lower conscientiousness than their less exposed peers. The results, authors say, imply that early life lead exposure may contribute to subtle, lifelong differences in emotion and behavior. Company author Aaron Reuben, a graduate student in clinical psychology at Duke University, said in a press release that the results are potentially important because this is a modifiable risk factor that at one point in time everyone was exposed to, and now, certain people in certain cities and countries are still exposed to. When we see changes that may be the result of lead exposures in New Zealand, it's very likely that you would have seen those same impacts in America, in Europe and the other countries that were using leaded gasoline at the same levels at the same time, Reuben said. The cohort represented the full range of socioeconomic status, mothers' IQs and family histories of mental illnesses, but authors note one limitation to the group is that it was primarily white and experienced high historic levels of lead exposure that may not generalize to the relatively lower levels of exposure that are more common for children in developed countries today. While it did not establish a causal link, the study suggests there may be a need for increased screening and access to mental health services for adult patients with a history of childhood lead exposure. It is possible that yesteryear's pediatric challenges may represent emerging concerns for geriatric psychiatry, the report said.